Welcome, friends and fellow adventurers, to the 32nd campaign episode of Cocked, a real play RPG podcast. A few things to note before we get into this episode recap. First, thank you to Nerdiest Maximus for his ambient noises as well as music to enhance the episodes both at the table and in post-production. Secondly, the prequel episodes are still being cut but will begin to be available for our Patreon members soon. The last note is that we really appreciate all the love and support we have received from this community. We look forward to interacting and collaborating with more creators in this amazing tabletop RPG community. But without further delay. Last episode, the party dispatched the lookout goblins at the mouth of the cave entrance and went in. Alfred was left outside to guard and make sure that no patrols from out of the cave could alert the others inside. The party was able to navigate through a tunnel that appeared to be sealed and find their way to what looked like a chamber with a hole that dropped down below. When triggered, the trap sent a delayed blast of a ball of fire rocketing through the hole into the ceiling above, scorching and searing anything still within the chamber. After taking some time to investigate the trap, Brakka was able to disarm the trap, and the party heard what sounded like stone grinding against stone. Upon investigating, Aegard learned that a platform had been formed a couple hundred feet down into the hole. As Aegard arrived at the platform, he found a scorched door open and revealed a dimly lit hallway with green flames illuminating the area within. The glint of green off metal bars was fairly obvious as Aegard pressed into the room. Are you wanting to press into the room, or are you staying right there?
Aegard would look into the door real quick, but he wants to go up and tell everyone else what's happened, what he's seen. And when I get to the top, or when Aegard gets to the top, he'll go back to Aegard form and explain to Brakka and Katie what I found. That there is a platform and a door a couple of hundred feet down that is lit by, looks like these green torches. I didn't go in, but I want to let you guys know what I found.
So, I suppose we're going down into the pit?
We are, but I don't know how. I have about 50 feet.
Oh, I got it. And Brakka's just gonna start walking to like the edge of the pit. He has like vials out. He's mixing stuff.
I mean, I have 50 feet of rope too.
You know, if we each had 50, that wouldn't get us the entire way down. As far as I can tell, I believe it's closer to 200 feet.
No, so. I got it. We'll get down, okay?
Okay.
Just trust me this one time.
What?
Well, what are you going to do?
Something that'll slow our descent.
Oh. So does Aegard... I don't know how big the platform was that he landed on.
So it was, I think when we went over it, I'm pretty sure it was like 20 foot by 20 foot. Wasn't that what the actual opening was? Because the platform is, and the opening, there's
it's closed it off completely.
Right, that closed it off completely.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. I thought maybe it just came out.
So it's almost like two stones come from each side, and like that yin-yang symbol, kind of like that. It seals with two.
Okay.
And Brock is just gonna start mixing together stuff, and he's gonna make this kind of like smoky white gas that's in a vial.
All right.
Well, it's just Brock. He's just gonna hang 1 foot over.
Brakka.
Well, I'm ready when you guys are.
Ready? Oh.
What do we do?
Well, just trust me.
I trust you. Do I fall? Do you want me to jump?
Yeah, we all just fall at the same time.
Okay. Guess Katie goes over and stands next to Brakka, ready to fall.
Okay.
Brock is just gonna say, Interconic, I think this is gonna work. Then go down.
Aegard squints his eyes like,
As you squint your eyes, Brakka steps off.
Yeah, just like as soon as we're all about to fall, I think it's gonna work, probably, maybe.
Wait, can you understand Draconic?
no.
Oh.
No. Yeah.
So that's why.
That's why he squinted his eyes. He's like,
Like,
And that's why Katie was like, huh?
yeah. I mean, Aegard, yeah. He trusts Brakka, so he'll step off. Oh.
So if we all fall when we get like to the point where I can see the bottom with my dark vision, I'm gonna cast Featherfall.
So as we're falling,
So we're just falling for a while. Like,
Yeah.
what is
Brakka,
this
I thought you
working?
said we'd be falling slower.
Well, hey God, and then he's gonna like pop the cork off the vial, and the like white gas is gonna essentially like surround us and like go towards like the bottom. It's essentially like forming like a cloud,
Sure.
like sort of like a cloud that's like beneath us.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
Yep, so your feather fall creates a cloud, and you guys, it's almost like you guys are standing on it as it goes down.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice.
Oh, this is very interesting.
It's like a little cloud.
And as you look down, you all, because he cast it this way, you all aren't on the same cloud. You all have your own like kind of individual clouds underneath you as you fall.
Aww. So cute.
All right.
You guys are able to, you cast that, I don't know what, like you said, like 60 feet from the ground.
Yeah, just as soon
type.
as I could see the bottom. with
So
my
as soon as
dark
you see the bottom, you cast that, and you guys just float down the rest of the way, and softly just your feet touch the ground.
Ooh, Brakka, I don't know if I enjoyed that, but thank you for getting us down here safely.
I thought it was cute. I had my own cloud.
We all did. I think we all did.
And then Aegard starts to walk towards the door.
So as the party lands, now Katie and Brakka can see what Aegard was talking about the green torches, and the green kind of glow and glint off metallic bars seems pretty obvious. Are you guys pressing into the room?
So you say like metallic bars, like bars that look like they're on like a jail cell or something, or
They're vertical metallic bars.
okay.
So we landed on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see any like markings or anything?
You see what looks, well, let me ask you this. Do any of you roll a perception check?
No. That's
17.
per usual. Katie doesn't
Aegard.
see shit.
No, it's a 9.
2.
Does anybody know Celestial?
I know abyssal, so quite the opposite.
So the symbols around the door are in Celestial.
But we would notice that there are symbols.
You know they're symbols, but
Right.
you're not sure what the symbols are. So you can just see symbols around the door, and as you look down, it looks like there's a giant glyph carved into the platform beneath your feet. A single giant glyph.
Could Brakka in his notebook just like sketch the glyphs? Okay.
There is not a single thing down here.
Aegard's going to approach the door and kind of, stop and cautiously lean in just to see if he sees anything.
Go ahead and roll another perception check as you look in the door, now like looking down the hallway.
27.
27?
Holy crap.
So you realize that what you're walking into appears to be almost like prison cells. You can now see the horizontal metal bars coming across and doors in front of each one.
Well, I will say, though, Aegard would have never seen a
Prison.
prison cell before.
Okay, so it just
So-
looks like a room with metal bars. It looks like a room that you can see through
Okay.
for Aegard.
Gotcha. I'm looking in, there are bars for walls. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here.
Were they like, as Brakka's sketching, are they like jail cells?
Let me.
I do not know what. I have not seen a jail cell.
Oh, okay. I'll look in a second.
And Aegard just takes a step in.
Okay.
Katie follows
everybody
him
else doing?
to Aegard.
Brakka's just after sketching will follow.
So the other two are already in the room. As you guys enter in, Brakka's about 5 feet behind you guys.
I did say I've followed Aegard,
Right.
so I'm over there too.
So I guess you guys are just standing 5 feet in the room. Are you stepping further?
I would have stepped further. Katie would have.
You guys get about 10 feet in the room, and you can hear what sounds like a light click, and then you can hear what sounds like stone grinding against stone behind you as the door that you just entered begins to seal. Brakka, you're on the other side of it. The other two are inside the door.
Okay. Brakka will quickly fumble and get his notebook and dip into the room.
Roll a dexterity check real quick.
Just a check or save?
Just a check.
13.
You're able to get in. You're able to kind of shimmy past it. It's not a quick close. It takes about 10 seconds for it to completely close, so it's just slowly grinding across, so you're able to kind of shimmy in real quick without getting hit by the door. As it closes behind you, the three of you are now standing and looking in. Where is Aegard? And where's Katie? Because Brakka's just inside the door.
10 feet in, standing on the thing that closed the door.
Dang, I should have gotten my immovable rod out and seen if that would have stopped the door. I hate when I think
it only
of things
can stop
after.
so much, but yeah, could have.
Dang. Yep, so I would have been, it probably would have been me, though, that would have set it off. Because I would have walked past you if you would have let me.
Sure, I mean, yeah, I'm not stopping you.
Okay, yeah. So I would be ahead of...
So as the
Aegard.
door has closed behind you, and you guys are looking in, you hear a similar sound that you've heard before. And as you sit there for a second and listen, you hear... And is anybody turning to look at the door?
My face is looking at the door.
Okay.
Sorry.
So around the edges, you can see what looks like a bright glow appear and then disappear. Roll an insight check.
Oh, that's going to be terrible for me. Wait a minute. What is that? I can't see. Insight?
Mm-hmm.
Goes in alphabetical order. 15.
Alex, your lesson worked. With a 15, you can kind of piece together that's most likely the fireball that has been launching up the tube. And as it goes up and you wait for another probably 5 to 10 seconds, you can hear as it hits the ceiling and goes off.
Well, so it looks like it went off again in the room that's closed off from us. Maybe it saved us to have the door close on us, or maybe it triggered it to start again. I don't know.
I feel as though we are trapped now, though.
Brakka, roll an
Well, let's
insight
see.
check.
19.
Nice.
Based on how long you studied that trap and the sketchings that you have of it and the notes that you took, you're pretty sure the trap has reactivated
Oh, okay.
behind you, and maybe this door has always been here and was sealed shut. Somehow that trap was protecting this room.
Okay. Brakka will relay that.
Well, I mean, if these look like prison cells and they
So
were
how
wanting
big
to
is this room?
do one by one.
So as you turn and look back towards the hallway, well, you were already looking down the hallway, right? Aegard was continuously looking down the hallway, or did he turn towards
I thought we were in a room full of what he
Cells.
was. Yeah, basically. But,
So yes, it's a long hallway.
okay.
The green glow that you see is roughly spread out about every 20 to 30 feet on each side where they appear. These rooms with the metal bars that line each wall are roughly 10 foot wide by 10 foot deep cells with a thin wall between them. The cells do not start for about 30 feet on each side. So as you're looking in, your dark vision is what lets you see the actual bars and everything as you go in.
I don't have dark vision.
Neither do I.
Oh, well then Brakka's the only one that can see this at the moment, but you guys can still see the glint of the metal from the light as it goes out. The middle of the hallway is roughly 15 feet wide by about 10 feet tall.
Oof.
And you guys are just standing about, 10 to 15 feet inside the room, kind of standing there looking.
How did Aegard see that they were bars then? If he
'Cause you were-
glint of metal, I understand that, but how could I have seen that they were bars if I didn't have dark vision? Though that's what I'm just trying to get the layout of here. I'm not getting it.
No, I understand. I gave you that with an owl form. You had been able to tell when you looked down. So
Oh,
not when you
bars
landed
then.
you would have seen it, but yes, as an owl you would have seen it. And then Brakka can see it, but Katie
No.
is more based on what you guys have said.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Because that's the way Katie rolls.
Well, Aegard wants to head towards this metallic glint, the cell or the bars that he sees. I guess look inside one to see if he sees anything.
Okay, so as you start to approach the cells, you guys walk about 30 feet in the room where they start, and you can just hear off the right side of it, you just hear, well, aren't you three lost friends?
Who is that?
As you turn to look, there is a glow of green skin from that green light as a goblin walks up to the bars. And as you begin to look at him, you notice that he only has one arm.
A one-armed goblin.
Who are you?
He walks up and kind of leans against the bars. He's, my name's Puck. Don't be startled. I'm no friend of these prisoners or the clan of the Black Moon. But you may want to stay kind of alert. He sees everything and says nothing in this room, and he'll soon be coming.
Who?
I don't really know what it is. I guess it's more of like, and at this point you begin to hear what sounds like metal dragging against stone, and slow footsteps of this, and you can hear just this. As you hear the footsteps, you can just hear this constant dragging. And Puck kind of looks around and he's like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm really no help to you right here, right now. But if you guys can get me out, I can help you out here. But you're not going to be able to do it without the keys.
Are you the only one here?
No. There's a couple other prisoners further down, but I don't know if I would even speak to them. This prison's old. Some people have been here for a long time.
Prison? What? How long have you been here?
I've been here for roughly a month.
What for?
I led a rebellion against the clan of the Black Moon. There were some goblins. We rose up, and well, it didn't. He kind of looks over at his arm. He goes, "It didn't go too well."
Aegard, I'd like to roll an insight check to see if
Absolutely.
Aegard believes.
Brock will do the same. 19.
Yeah, 14.
So, I was gonna say like a 12 or higher because he is telling the truth. He's not lying. Like he led a rebellion against the clan of the Black Moon. Got caught, and he kind of looks around. He's like, this thing. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it has any weak points.
Well, please describe what you can to see if we can.
It's black. It has like a metal coating. But it doesn't breathe. It doesn't eat. It doesn't speak. It is this large, almost like metal being. And you guys have probably about, I'd say, anywhere between 30 to 40 seconds to kind of collect yourselves.
What use is a one-armed goblin?
Well, if I can get to my weapon, I'm pretty quick.
I mean, I trust that he is telling the truth. We could use some help because we are certainly in a place where we don't know.
I'm going to be honest. I would have had him if it wasn't for the hag that showed up, but she kind of helped the hobgoblins out. But we were going to win that.
Describe
I'm sure.
this hag.
As they're talking, Brakka's gonna start getting like acid to get together to try. Is there like a lock on it, or like one part where it like opens? Mm-hmm. Okay. Brakka's gonna like use acid, like acid splash, or like the vials of acid that he has to like essentially melt the metal.
The vials of ass that you have.
Yeah, that one. yeah.
We are in normal form
Oh
tonight.
my gosh, you jerk.
I was gonna say rare form, and I was like, no, that's not right.
The vials of acid.
That didn't make it any better.
You know.
Did it? Ass in. I love it.
Okay, so is there any place where we can hide?
I doubt it from where we are.
Not really. There's just these cells.
No, I'm sorry.
DM.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
sorry.
thought you were asking.
That's why I wasn't using my
I was like-
Aegard voice. I was just using the. Sorry. Yes, out of character. Is there any place around us that we can hide?
Not really. I mean,
This is
it's an
guarantee.
open hallway, yeah, with
Yeah.
a like prison cell, so there's not really much place to hide.
I don't know if there's like on top or something that would be out of the way. Or...
No, like so the cells are like 10 by 10, and
Yeah.
the while the bars go up, they
Yeah.
don't reach the ceiling.
Okay.
There's another like probably I'd say for D&D measurement's sake 5 feet from the top of the bars up, and it's all kind of bricked in.
Okay, so Aegard. I don't see any place we can go.
If it's, I mean, if you said you almost had it, and if you can help us fight this thing, I mean,
Where are these keys?
Oh,
that
I
we
didn't
need?
almost have this thing. We almost finished the revolt, which was against the hobgoblins up top, and we were trying to steal the purple stone and just get rid of it because it is super evil. It doesn't feel like
If
a
we
good thing
get-
to have.
If we get you out of here, can you take us to the stone?
Yeah, of
We
course.
are searching for the stone as well.
Did we
Oh.
ever look at the door itself to
Not
see
yet.
if we could open it?
Not yet.
oh, the jail cell door.
No, the
Or the door behind us.
Yeah, the one behind us that closed.
I wouldn't
I don't
want
think
to.
you
I wouldn't
guys looked
want
at it.
to. I wouldn't want like.
You think it would trigger?
Fire.
You think it?
Well, even if it triggers accidentally, like if like some fire just as it's shooting up, just like shoots
Yeah.
into the room.
True. Okay.
We do not have much time.
Brakka's in the process of like trying to like melt the essentially lock on it if he can.
I would suggest staying here. I am going to advance down the hallway, and then I am able to hide very well.
We talked about this at the beginning of the game, Alex. Okay.
What?
Aegard can't just go off on his own.
No, that's not. That's not what he's. You don't, no, he's not what he's done.
Do we want to try to talk to the other prisoners and maybe see if they want to fight with us too? I mean, the more that we
But he's saying we
recruit-
have like no time before this guy is about to, or whatever it is, turn the corner and
Yeah, I don't know. Metal,
metal.
metallic,
I'm guessing
man.
like column or
Black.
something.
Maybe it's like animated armor, something like that.
Did it have wings? No, I'm pretty sure they would understand if it was a metallic dragon or something, even if it was a baby one.
So what was Aegard doing?
That's right. Aegard was telling everyone to stay where they are because this thing is coming closer, and it sounds like we're right there. Everyone stay here. Whatever is coming sounds as though it is going to be a problem for us. I'm going to advance down the hallway and see if I can get behind it if it happens to come this way.
Okay.
Aegard quickly advances down the hallway. I'd say, I mean, I don't know how far can I get down the hallway before
I'd say you make it about, well, you can't really see it, but you can see the outline of it
of the thing
as
coming.
it kind of enters into the green flame and then kind of leaves it, then enters the next one and leaves it, because there's a small gap of like 5 feet where it's darkness. Yep. So you can kind of see this shape, and as it's coming, it continues to get bigger and bigger as it's walking down the hallway,
Right.
and you can see what looks like an axe kind of getting dragged behind it.
Okay. Can it see us then? I mean, I don't.
We don't know.
You're not sure?
Do I see the shadow from where I am?
You can see the shadow as it enters into the light, and then it disappears. And then it enters into the light of the next torch, and then it kind of disappears in between torches.
But how far down? I'm sorry. Distance-wise from where
At this
I
point,
am.
it's about 6 torches away from you. The torches are spread out every 20 to 30 feet. So
And you're
is-
going closer to it? Aegard?
I,
So it's just a straight line down? We don't see a curve or anything?
Nope, the hallway just extends straight.
Brakka, how are you doing with that lock, buddy?
How is Brakka doing with the lock?
So you're attempting to pour acid on it?
Yeah.
You see what looks like a blue shimmer, and the acid falls to the ground, and it does start to eat away at the bricks that are underneath, but the metal does not move.
Okay.
It doesn't melt or anything like that.
How much of the brick gets like eaten away?
Just a little, just almost like the surface. I mean, probably an inch at most.
Okay.
Alakazam.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw it in a movie once.
Open sesame.
Or no, I'm sorry, I saw it in a puppet show.
As you pour it onto the lock, roll a perception check.
Okay. 10.
You notice that it's just kind of a bluish hue that goes off around it.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Puck, do you have any ideas?
It has to do with the keys, but you guys really need to like get ready, because this, like, I've never seen anybody come in here not being thrown in a cell, and that thing has the keys.
Okay.
Are any of the cells open that I can see near me?
Not that you can see, no.
Damn it. Alright, I got my 2 morning stars out.
Yeah, I mean, Brock is just gonna get ready to throw acid at this metal thing.
Ooh, I could get my immovable rod up, and I could try and make us go higher, so that maybe we have like a height advantage to jump down on it.
How tall is it? Like 10 feet?
Ceiling
that's
is 10
10
feet,
yeah,
tall.
Never mind.
I don't know.
I could put you up there.
I don't know if I want to jump on. You know what?
Aegard, you advanced about 20 feet down the hallway. It's now about 3 torches away from you, where it had started about 6. So it's slowly getting a bigger frame as it disappears into darkness and then reappears as it comes into the light.
so in one of the dark spaces, then when Aegard can get to it, he's going to use a Furbo ability and cast Hidden Step. I turn invisible until the start of my next turn. We're not in combat, but
Right.
yeah. So basically,
Okay. So we'll say you turn invisible for the next like 6 seconds. About.
I mean, until the thing passes.
Okay. Yeah. Can you just keep it up? Like, is that?
Yeah,
fine?
it says until we're not in turn order or anything. So
Right.
it says as a bonus action, turn invisible until the start of your next turn. You attack, deal damage, or force a saving throw once per short rest.
Okay. So we'll say since you're not in combat, you're able to kind of just basically meld with the stone around you.
Yeah, just get in the
and
dark
kinda
kind of
match.
the darkness and
Yeah.
just kind of.
And you kind of match that.
Okay.
And as you're sitting there, the creature continues to walk. It goes. What are you two doing? What are Katie and Brakka doing?
I forgot. I have fog cloud. Will that help at all?
I don't.
To make it like blurry for them? No?
It'll make it way more blurry for us, I think.
Well, yeah, for us too, but I mean, for it too.
I think
Just thinking out loud.
we should.
Aegard's down the hall. I can't.
Let's hide for now, just in a dark
I
spot.
don't know where I'm gonna hide, so I'm just gonna get my morning stars together.
Brock is just gonna have vials of acid in each hand.
Okay. The creature walks past Aegard, does not notice Aegard,
Okay.
continues to walk past, and then pauses for a moment. And for that moment, Aegard, you feel like, oh, he's seen me. And he kind of pauses and looks side to side, and as it does, you see this purplish glow coming from underneath the metal. But as you look close, you don't see any like skeletal structure. You just see this armor floating and a purple glow coming out from where like the neck should be, where like the arm joints are, where you would normally see like skin of an elbow. It's
Yeah.
just a purple glow. And it pauses for a moment, and then it continues on. Is there anything you'd like to do right now?
Aegard is just going to kind of.
Sorry.
Actually, yeah, Aegard would like to hold an action.
Okay.
He has a spell.
Okay.
That he's going to. Because I think you said it's all metal, right? Okay. He's going to prepare a spell in case it starts to attack.
Okay. So it walks past you. It is now about 30 feet from Brakka and Katie. You roll insight real quick, because I'm going to let you have this before it even makes an attack. You might be able to tell what it's doing.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay, so when it paused, it was almost like you feel like it thought it felt your presence, but then it continued on, and you watch as the head turns and looks right in the direction of where Katie and Brakka were, and instead of walking straight like it has this whole time, it turns and starts walking in that direction.
It's heading towards
So you feel like it's headed towards Katie and Brakka. So if you want to send that spell off right now, I will give it to you. It does feel like, you do feel like it's a hostile creature, and you do feel like it's approaching your friends.
Oh, man. Okay, so here's the problem. Aegard is not in a great headspace right now. He doesn't want to fight.
Just leave it alone.
Aegard stands up. And, what would Aegard say? Is there something I can help you with? And he's just standing up in the middle of the thing now. He doesn't cast a spell.
It gets about halfway from where you are, in between where you are and Katie and Brakka are, and it turns and looks at you, and you just hear Puck yell out, "It doesn't talk. You've got to protect yourself. Don't let it get you. The keys are on the right arm. The right arm." And it slowly turns and looks back towards the jail cell, and then looks back at you and begins to approach. You do see that as it approaches, the axe that was being dragged on the ground now lifts.
Yeah, figured. Okay. Aegard's going to start running down the hallway the opposite direction.
Okay.
Katie's running towards Aegard.
You're in between. Well, it's in between you
I
guys
understand.
and Aegard.
I'm running in his
so
direction.
let's before you take off running, let's go ahead and roll turn order. Okay. I'm going to say you're about 40 feet from the construct right now, because you had turned and started running, and this will be right before Katie starts chasing.
Okay.
I would say to you, Brakka, you better figure it out and just start going.
Okay, that is...
You're on it.
Again, dirty 20 for initiative.
16 for initiative.
Oh, I guess I should roll. A 10. She's not listening.
I don't want that one. This one. Dang, did we do all the encounters?
Plus, maybe he'll follow you, and then I can just try and swipe the keys off his right.
Or he's going to hear you and turn around and engage. I'm trying to get him away
I
from
don't
you
have
guys.
any armor on that makes noise.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't do my battle cry. I didn't go, ah!
That's literally the battle cry from now on.
Brakka draconic cries out of nowhere. I wonder how dexterous this thing is.
I don't have any wild shape left.
I kind of just want to like cast grease underneath it and see if it just slips and falls, since it's like a suit of armor.
It's purple, so I'm
You know
thinking
what?
it's some sort of corrupted something
From the crystal.
I know you said you don't have any wild shape left, but you weren't technically in combat when you turned into that owl.
But we're not doing that until level 5, though, remember?
I mean, okay.
Well,
I was going to give you one wild shape here and like
Okay.
cut that out where you said I don't have a wild shape, and let you
Okay.
wild shape one more time
Yeah.
before it, and then
okay.
we'll do that. That way, because yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, cut that out then.
So you guys know we decided that out of combat, he would still have to roll on the wild magic table, but it doesn't count against his wild shapes if you're out of combat, because there's no pressure, there's no like immediate threat. But in wild shape form, or I mean in combat, if he wild shapes, it counts towards one of his. Like he has one, because I mean, like the D&D movie, when she turned into a bunch of different animals, it was like, why can't we do that?
Well, the reason And I mean, obviously, it's your character,
Yeah.
but I thought the reason being was just because you didn't experience wild magic. It would make sense to be able to, in now a calm setting, you feel like you have a little bit more control over it.
Right.
And
when I
then
was the
in
owl before.
Combat, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we kind of thought we talked about. So I still have to roll on it, but
Right.
you know, basically it'll be I'll be able to turn to wild shape a little bit more. I don't want to overuse it, but it'll be more than what you normally are allowed to do.
So, Aegard. Before we rolled initiative, you were about 10 feet away, and you ran for your movement, which is 30, correct?
Well, no, I'm dashing. I'm home
Right.
butt.
Okay, so you're going first,
Okay.
and you were kind of mid-dash, and we're going to pick up with you about 40 feet away from it, and
Yeah.
now it's your turn to go.
Okay.
So you're roughly 40 feet from this thing that you saw.
Can I tell? Is it keeping up with me, or
So it has now turned, it's facing you, and it
Right.
has started in your direction, yes.
I know? But I mean, do I feel like it's like running now, or is it still?
It hasn't started yet, but
Okay.
it's turned.
Okay, I got you.
I would say its stance that it's in right now looks like it's getting ready to kick off and kind of chase.
Okay. And it's just a long hallway. Okay.
Yep.
Aegard's just going to keep running.
Looking up, you feel like you can see roughly. So you're like 3 torches in. You can see about 7 more, and they're every like 30-ish feet
Okay.
when you look at
I
it.
mean, I'm running to the end, so.
Okay. So
Yep.
you now have 5 more torches that you can see. You pass 2 as you go.
Okay.
Brakka, you're up. You're about 10 feet behind this construct as it turned and started towards Aegard. So it's not looking in your direction. It doesn't see you anymore.
Okay.
And Aegard running is, I mean, it's a heavy footfall, so you're going to hear.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you probably would have heard me a lot, too.
Roll perception with disadvantage while you're running.
That's 17 or 12.
12? Okay. You see, as you go past, you can see like this brief glimpse of another prisoner in a cell. As you're running by, most of the cells seem like they're empty or have bones or what you can assume were previous occupants in there that have withered away and died.
Sure.
But you, at this point, you only see one that you noted. You felt like you saw movement as you were running past.
I mean, is there any way I can tell what that was?
What's your passive perception?
My, it's high. That's just that my wisdom is so high, so it's...
Right, but I feel like if you're running, your passive perception would kick in versus...
Passive perception is 18.
18? So you do notice... you notice another individual in this cell, and you catch a brief glimpse of it, and it looks like a... let me make sure this is the one that I was writing down, because I have 3. Couple different. So it looks like it's the top half appeared to be human, but the bottom half was almost like
Horse?
no. It had wolf-like legs.
Okay.
You could have sworn, and as you kind of thought about it, and you briefly looked back as you were passing the cells, now it looks like it was completely human. So you weren't sure what you saw. You weren't sure if your mind was playing tricks on you or what.
Running. Just trying to draw the thing away.
Brakka, what were you doing?
So I can see it like run or moving in the direction of Aegard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could I do an Arcana check on the lock to see? Well, because Puck said the keys, but to see if there's any other way the lock can like be unlocked or destroyed or something like that.
Sure. Do an Arcana check on it.
16.
So with that 16, you can see it, and you almost... It's like you can kind of see the magic around the lock and where it kind of goes, and it looks like it doesn't extend to the bottom of the cell. It looks like it goes up, and as you look up and you look at the kind of above the cell, you can see the same similar glyphs that were outside above each cell doorway.
Do I, with the 16, would I think that it's some sort of like incantation that I have to?
You feel like it's some type of magical lock.
Okay.
Roll an insight.
Okay. 16.
So you're not certain, but you believe that each cell looks like it has a different color. As you kind of look around real quick and look at the cells next to it and kind of back up, each one has almost like a different color, and there's a different symbol above each one. So it's not like the same one is protecting each cell.
Right.
It's like there's some type of protection on each cell, and there's something that unlocks the magic, but you're not certain as far as what it is.
Okay. Okay. Could I use another scroll of detect magic? Like, last thing, like, I'll do on my turn? Because I've done.
Yeah, we'll say your bonus action was looking at the lock and taking a good hard look at it and trying to figure it out, and then also your action is using the scroll.
Okay. So with the scroll, I assume, like, using it, the lock is magical, or something around the lock. Is the sigil, or you said that there's a sigil above the cell?
Yes.
Is that magical too? Like, it lights up?
So as you use that, I'll give you this, and then we'll move on to Katie because she's next. You see all the colors now illuminate above the cells, and roll a perception check real quick.
Okay.
Or actually, what's your passive perception?
13.
13? Yeah, it was going to be a 12. As you're kind of looking around, you feel like you see a brighter glow, and as you look, you can see as this thing turns to chase Aegard, it's kind of down, and its right arm is extended backwards. You can see this glow of different colors coming from the forearm of the construct that you're looking at,
Right.
and it clicks what Puck had said. The keys are on the right arm, and you feel like you can see where the keys are now inside, and they're almost like embedded in the arm of this creature.
Okay.
And then Katie, you are up. Brakka's standing in front of the door. Aegard has taken off down the hallway. He's probably about 100 feet from you at this point. You don't know that. You've heard the footsteps fade as they go.
You said he's 100 feet?
Roughly. Actually, you could probably deduce that knowing how far the torches are and how far away he is, because Aegard is kind of in dim light further down, getting ready to enter into that darkness as you watch him run.
So the construct is still 100 feet, though?
Mm-hmm. No, the construct is about 10 feet from you.
Oh.
It hasn't gone yet.
Yeah,
He just turned to me and I took
Aegard
off.
just took off.
Oh, I didn't know that it was that close. I thought it was still like 30 feet away from us.
No, it was about 10 feet away from you because Aegard had hidden, I guess 15 feet away from you, roughly.
Okay.
Because Aegard had moved up a little bit and hidden, and it was right in between the two groups.
Oh, okay.
And Aegard got its attention and took off trying to distract
I
it.
guess that changes things a little bit, because in my head, Katie would have started running towards where Aegard was, knowing that she heard him in the hallway, like, say, what did you say? Can I help you with something or something? Something like that.
So it was to get its attention. So.
Right. But I was gonna pause, like stop partially the part of the way through to try to rethink, to, I guess, not necessarily sneak up on it, but like try to get closer to see where the keys are that the goblin was discussing.
So you are within range. Well, detect magic is only for you, though, right? You can only see it? Okay. Just want to make sure. So you're roughly 10 feet behind it. As you look, go ahead and make a perception check. Because it is within 10 feet of you, and you guys are near a green torch.
19.
19? You, hearing what Puck had said, you immediately look to the right arm, and you can see what looks like a circular indentation with a line coming off of it inside the forearm of the right arm of this construct.
This arm is the fucking key?
Almost like a key ring.
In the arm.
Is embedded in the arm.
Oh, shit. We're gonna have to take the arm.
Damn. It's just an arm. You can live without an arm. You need someone quickly, guys.
I guess I'm gonna chill out for a second. Because it looks like it's going towards Aegard, right?
It has turned and faced Aegard.
But it hasn't moved yet.
It hasn't moved yet. So this is all happening at the same time,
right? No, I get it.
So it looks like it has turned, and the stance looks like it is about to sprint towards Aegard.
Can I hold an action?
Sure. Keep in mind, before you say what action you hold, Aegard is 100 feet from you. So if you say that what triggers it is it attacking an ally, you would have to be within range of whatever that attack is.
I get it. And that's not what I want to do.
Okay.
This is ridiculous. Can I say once it gets within, like, once it gets 60 feet away from me,
Okay.
that I have an action spell go off?
Sure.
Can I do that? Is that a thing? Like, distance-wise? Like, oh, I see that you're
I'm
like...
gonna say it's not 60 feet, but once it's
Well,
in between
like-
you and Aegard, once you feel like it reaches the midpoint, you can trigger it.
Okay. That's fine. We can do that.
Because at this point, Aegard, you ran another 2 torches down, so it's 100 feet between you two, so there are 3 torches between you and where Aegard is.
Yeah.
So if it reaches close to that middle point, you could set it off, and it would be roughly 60 feet.
I just figured if we could do, like, what is that game where there's someone in the middle and
Monkey
it's
in the middle.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we could maybe do something like that. Keep it, like, moving back and forth of distractions. I don't know how well it's gonna do, but we're gonna see, maybe? I don't know. All right. It's Toll the Dead that I have held.
Can you read Toll the Dead to me?
You point at one creature you can see within range, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage.
So it doesn't say it, like, certain things aren't affected by it. That's what I want to make sure. I want to make sure it doesn't say, like, it has to have, like some spells say they have to have blood or they have to be living in order to be affected.
It just says you point at one creature.
Great. Yep, you can set it off when it gets about halfway.
Cool.
So it's its turn.
Don't
No, I'm just
Don't
saying.
you judge.
No, I'm not judging at all. I just know it's going to piss off Aegard. But no, you do what you do. You do what you got to do.
So
No problem.
it takes off.
No
like
problem
you
for
thought. It starts sprinting. Brakka, you see this, like, prismatic light coming off of its arm just start going up and down as it takes off from your
Right.
your detect magic. And he reaches the construct reaches about the midway point, and Katie, your spell triggers.
Yeah. Saving
What?
throw. Wisdom.
Thank you, friends and fellow adventurers, for tuning into the 32nd campaign episode of Cocked, a Real Play RPG podcast. If you are new to the show, please check out the episode description for the Instagram handles for our cast and crew, as well as some collaborators we've worked with along the way. If you would please follow and like those accounts, it would mean a lot to us. Also, if you're interested in the previously mentioned prequel campaign content, consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. A link to our Patreon can be found in the episode description as well, and you also get some pretty cool exclusive perks. As always, tune in next week as we see how the party manages to handle this altercation with what appears to be a mindless construct. Aegard, You're at the bottom in owl form, looking around. Aegard. Not Alfred. Alfred's outside. You're not,
He's an owl.
I'm not
No,
tripping
I
that
said
up.
who because I'm an
Oh,
owl.
gotcha. I was thinking last episode.
Got him.
No, you don't understand. When I was editing the last couple episodes, those are where I started going, yeah, Alfred says, and then
Yeah.
you were like, what? And I was like,
Alfgard.
shit.
Alfgard.
So